The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides, mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans, yum. And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding, amazing. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip, you won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
A little bit of everything. I do some singing, some dancing, some chatting with the guests, the skits, the monologues, the comedy.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
Wonderful comedy.
It really is a fun.
98
Good morning, everybody. Hello there. Welcome to Wednesday. It's 5:45. This is the Morning Sickness. My name is John Holmberg. There is Brady Bogan. Brett Vesley sitting right over there. Big Dick Toledo's here and ready to go. And we were just discussing, as men, the feminine nature of the Dallas Cowboys Hard Knock show last night, which was awesome. As a fan of violently hating the Dallas Cowboys, watching the Hard Knocks, and realizing that their starting quarterback and starting halfback and their superstars, the faces of the franchise, are in a very, very, very loving relationship, was thrilling to me as a Steeler fan and non-fan of the Cowboys. I mean, they are
They put it together. Look out.
Strange love together. It was the Giddy Nates. Now, I just got Brett. I exchanged a present for Brett.
Yes.
Got a birthday for Brett there and just gave it to him, but I didn't giggle like a school. Oh, my God, I got you a present. Oh, Zeke and Dak might as well have just started making out.
You didn't have to ruin a surprise.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I liked watching it. Oh, Cowboy fans.
I'm curious to see a diehard Cowboy fan and what they thought about that.
I think it's great. And actually, you can ask them because the new sports bar in town to show all the Cowboys games is BS West. I think it's going to be a great thing. Go get them, Cowboy fans. You'll be at BS West all weekend, and ain't none my business, I think, is the other place. Charlie's is showing all the Cowboy games this year because
there'll be a ton of mojo moments.
That was awesome. And we're going to have a mojo moment. Oh, it was the best. And plus, they started the whole thing with all the Cowboys emotionally crying all the time. Dak Prescott was crying. Jerry Jones was crying. It starts from the top.
Jerry got me.
Oh, did?
No.
Jerry was just sobbing.
Just do anything. His eyes are so dry.
I haven't been able to blink since 2004, and I do anything humanly possible to get back to that Super Bowl. I watched Dak and Ezekiel have love making. I was cucking in the room.
Oh, I loved it. Crying Jerry Jones is the best. Crying Dak Prescott better. In love couple Zeke and Dak. I mean, watch Hard Knocks on HBO. He stole my bicycle. I'll chase him to his room. Oh, it was phenomenal.
I didn't get a chance to see it last night. Does it seem like a reality show where it's staged?
Oh, yeah, the whole thing.
Some of it, this year.
Yeah, they set up little things, and, you can tell where there's been like, hey, Zeke, why don't you steal Dak's bike, which is in the middle of a parking lot all by itself? There's very much
okay.
Like, I know, who took my bike? Zeke! Did Zeke take it? And then he chased it. And then they did like a performance on stage where they were practicing rhythmic gymnastics, I think is what it was. It was amazing.
And maybe, it is the first episode, but you don't see so much discipline going on or people getting torn up a new a-hole because they missed a play or anything like that.
They call it Camp Cupcake. That's what Oxnard's
is.
Camp Cupcake is the nickname. Yeah. Well, that's what they call it.
Oh.
That's what old Cowboy players call it, and everybody says Oxnard is Camp Cupcake. They don't do anything. I find it hilarious. I thought it was great. And I audibly said several times during last night's showing of the Dallas Cowboys Hard Knocks, there were 3 or 4 times where I actually said out loud, sort of against my, it was almost involuntary. I'm like, I hate his face. I turned into Paul Sura. I hate that guy's face.
And there's always, I'm curious to see, I know it's first episode again, but curious to see what veteran players like I don't want anything to do with.
Oh, there's plenty of them. The
Van Der Esch and
well,
will he be more part of it? Because they're definitely selling the rookie.
he'll be part of it. Well, they give me Micah Parsons is a big get for them. That's huge. But yeah, it was great watching the Cowboys, and I just was like, ugh, Cowboys, just their dumb little helmets and their stupid little faces and their bodies and their beating hearts. I wish it would all just stop. Can't stand the Cowboys. People say, what's your least favorite team? I hate them all equally. I'm more vocal about them and the Ravens and those awful Browns. And if I do this, I'll just name off every team in the NFL. There's pretty much hate them all. It's hard to hate a few of them, but I can do it. I'm good at it. But that Cowboys thing, I got great joy out of last night's. And I think, Brady, Ohio State should be closed and looked into. Because if they even gave Ezekiel Elliott the opportunity to get a higher education, they did nothing. That guy is dumb as a stump. He couldn't wrap a present. You should have seen this idiot try to work tape. He tried to work Scotch tape, and it was baffling to him. I'm like, this guy got a free college education at one of America's most prestigious schools, and he wasted it evidently because he was trying to tape things. I just taped nothing to nothing, and then he's running out of tape, just wrapping one square box. It wasn't even like he was wrapping something circular or anything. Dumb man, and stupid Dallas Cowboy. Oh, can't stand him. I know the city likes hating on the Cowboys.
When you got Zeke Cash, why aren't you having somebody else wrap your presents for you?
Because he had to do it. Camp Cupcake. I don't know. He likes decorating that way. I don't know. Oh. And then the knock on the door when he opened the door and Dak was there. Oh, he had the vapors. There's this man, and that present he was about to hand out was, I love it. Cowboy fans eat it. I think it's great. See you at BS West Sundays at 11 a.m. Mimosas for the first 20 Cowboy fans to come in and just chaps.
It was definitely a soft opener for Hard Knocks.
Oh, yeah. It was touching. It was tonight on a very special Hard Knock.
Oh, no.
Next week they crochet. It's going to be great. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Cowboys. They might have a few wins under their belt. But
what was the present, Brett? Designer luggage.
Designer suitcase. You got to
stop. Are you kidding me?
It was fire.
Real.
And you have to look fierce when you're wandering through the airports. It was great. It was awesome. So Hard Knocks is back, which means football's a little bit back. I do find myself when that music starts, it's going, there's something about this, that football season is right around the corner. So it was fun to watch. And it's for me, it's just so fun to hate the Cowboys, like out loud. I get to do that for 4 solid weeks before the football season. I might watch again tonight. Just if I got nothing to do, I'll turn Hard Knocks back on. Watch the first episode over again just to hate them a little more. Just to the quotes and everything else. I love it.
CeeDee Lamb.
He's dumb, too. He's dumb, too. Oh, he's going to be in the threesome? Yeah, I think so, too. He's one of the triplets. Oh, it's great fun. Anyway. And then as predicted yesterday, the call to change Dinger's name over there in Denver has started. And it started with Louis Brinson. The guy, he's pushing now pretty hard. He's like, we got to change the name of that mascot. I agree with him because even if it stays Dinger's going to become a racial slur if we leave it out there too long. Brady had the suggestion that Louis Brinson's nickname on the team, and in a more funner, that's a proper English.
Yeah, for sure.
In a more funner time, you would, as Brady said,
as baseball works.
As baseball works, you would nickname the player that. Like Louis Brinson's nickname in and amongst the Rockies.
Come out of jokes.
The jokes. In and amongst the nicknames, the Rockies would have for him. Dinger is now number one. And I don't know if you noticed that. On the back of Ezekiel's helmet, he has a sticker that says donkey.
I did.
Which means he's got the hose. Which means Dak's leg hurt more last year than you'll know because he was. That's why he was wobbly-legged.
I'm like, donkey? Oh, because he carries a team like a...
Nope. That would have been Pack Mule. His nickname would have been Pack Mule if he carried the team. It's donkey because he's hogging the quarterback hard. But yeah, Dinger has to be the nickname of Louis Brinson because when we used to not be so uptight and like if that was a movie, if that was Major League, that would have been it. Like somebody said, hey, man, that guy's calling you names. And it's like, no, he's trying to get the mascot. That would have been his nickname the whole time. Which then would have gotten the whole crowd chanting Dinger, which would have been great. But we're not fun anymore as a society. We're completely unfun. We write apology letters for things that didn't actually even happen. So But Dinger's great, and changing the name isn't going to do anything but make the fans use Dinger as a slur. So you need to just leave it alone. My advice would be leave it alone. I know they won't, but leave it alone. And
Poor Dinger.
Poor Dinger. The dude in Dinger didn't. The worst part is there's a guy, Brady knows this, who gets $50, $60 a game, who trolls around in that stupid outfit, and it goes to like kids' schools and stuff. It takes up a lot of his time.
Dinger's pulling in at least $24K a year.
I bet she's doing more than that.
He is.
Dinger.
I remember. I know back in the day, Baxter's first year.
Yeah.
Was like 25, 26.
Right, but that's, and there's probably appearance fees.
He's a rookie.
You get $24,000 just to be Dinger. And then, $50 to go to this school, $50 to go to the Safeway, $50 to go to that. But
pair of tickets,
It takes up a load of your time. And poor guy in the Dinger outfit is now like, I didn't do anything wrong. No, we can't have Dinger anymore. We're going to have to go with this other thing.
I think they should change his name to Brinson.
I think because it's Colorado, they should have a big chunk of gold and call him Big Nug. Because I don't see anything going wrong with that at all.
You just got every weedy in the valley's vote for that one.
I know. And every racist is like, I love it.
Here comes Nuggy.
The old Nug. I see what we can do with that. Yeah, he has to go. It's hilarious that we're going through that. And then, of course, the Andrew Cuomo stuff popped up yesterday. And
how much does it go away? I guess he'll look at civil lawsuits now.
I guess. I don't know what happens.
I wonder
now.
if it sounds like it. Finally they got what they wanted.
Yeah,
out of there.
Is the end game of this just to make people quit? Like, is that it? I don't know what these ladies are after. I guess that's it. He can't be in public office. I guess you are held to a higher moral standard when you say, I'm a moral man, elect me. I'm not correct. I mean, the whole point of being a politician is to tell the public, trust me with all of the money and all of the directions and all of the decisions because I'm so, my compass is so straight ahead. So when you find out they're not, I guess the only thing to do, unless you really want him to go to jail, and I don't know, did he do anything for jail? He just loses his job, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, they would have voted, today they said it would have been 150 to nothing voting for him out, being impeached.
Wow. But so then, what was that Anthony Weiner dude that was sending his dick to that girl? He just got another job, as a consultant somewhere. Like, people will still listen to him.
Well, that's what Cuomo's going to do.
That's why he'll just go to CNN with his brother, right? I mean, they'll a year off.
Yep.
And he'll end up and then he'll go on Bill Maher's show or something, and they'll resurrect his career in their minds. And then
maybe
stick him
one
on
or
CNN.
two of those accusers or whatever will pursue it, but it comes down to, do you have the money to back that up? Because it'll be drawn out for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the end goal of anybody's.
Being able to prove it is the toughest thing. In
some scumbag lawyer get in there and start this up. It's going to go on for years.
I think he is one. I think he is a scumbag lawyer. But the weird part is I don't know. There's just that whole strange thing of, we're canceling you, you lose your job, and then we don't care for things that aren't what he did wasn't legal. But I don't know. It's not arrestable. He has to go to a court thing. I mean, he didn't rape anyone. He sexually harassed people.
Yeah.
Which means you lose your job. I don't know that it goes much further than that, unless it kept somebody from another job, and then he's responsible.
Correct. If someone was fired or their
if then
career was stalled,
and he can get sued or something.
We could make things difficult for you.
But the state of New York, I don't know how that works.
Somebody just texted in, the Albany district attorney still has the option of charging him with something criminal. And sexual assault is criminal.
Yeah, it is. Sexual assault is.
Right.
Sexual harassment's not. And I don't know how much assaulting he did.
Yeah,
I guess patting somebody on the ass is sexual assault.
Could be.
I suppose it is now. So I've assaulted countless amount of men and women. It's ridiculous. I remember I played basketball at LA Fitness once, and this one guy was patting people on the ass all the time, and he kept hitting her in the back. She was playing with us.
The small of the back?
Just kind of up in the shoulder blade areas. Every time she'd hit a shot, he's like, all right, nice job. And he'd reach up, hit her in the back. And, I hit a shot, and you get a smack on the ass. And she goes, hey, treat me like the guys. And he's like, all right, hit her in the back the next time. She goes, no, don't. So he stopped touching her, and then she went over and hit him in the ass. And she goes, treat me like one of you. This is the most awkward LA Fitness game I've ever been a part of. So, and she was asking guys to hit her in the ass, and and this was back before Me Too and everything else. So
everyone did.
So everybody just went over and just grabbed her ass immediately. It was like, all right, we'll treat you just like we treat these guys. But it was weird because trying to be respectful, and she's like, "No, I want to be. If I'm going to play ball with you guys, I want the same trim." And I think it was because he was hitting her in the back. I think that was bothering her. And like,
I
hey,
can
just
see
tap
that,
me on.
but whether or not you want it on the
I don't
butt
like
or
it.
not.
I don't like when a stranger gives me an ass tap in a basketball game. If you're going to do it right.
It's always like a coach thing.
Get in there.
Knuckles deep.
Squeeze it. Get a couple of those front knuckles in there. Yeah. Visit the chocolate
That's been
factory.
a long kind of joke in the hallways. Good game.
Yeah, good game, buddy. Good game. Yeah, I do it to my friend Mark all the time. Every time I say, "Hey, buddy, good game," and give him like it's soft.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. Yeah, it's strange, but she did that. So I don't know where harassment turns into assault, turns into something else. I have no clue. But he's going to go. And then there's another one. I didn't even know we had a USA paintball team, but we do. Yeah, evidently. And one of the girls on the paintball team lost her job yesterday because she was watching a video of a news story of a lady complaining that her kid has COVID. He's a big kid playing football and stuff, but he's kind of a fat kid. And she basically said, if we pay attention to our health, a lot less of this kind of stuff would be a problem in our lives. And she said, "What this kid doesn't need money or something like that. He needs a treadmill," is what she said. And and she basically said, "You don't need all the stuff you're begging for. You need an effing treadmill." And she lost her job as a paintballer because she has an opinion about people being healthy. Yeah, that is a slippery slope right now. Telling people, hey, you could be healthier. You could knock off all the nonsense and not have, these health issues and things like that. And people are like, "Oh, how dare you fat shame?" And I'm like, fat shame? How am I the one shaming? Like, I'm just telling you the fact. People scream about science all day long, and we want facts, we want this, we want everything to be right. And then when you say, well, losing weight, you'd be in better condition to handle things. Oh, that's fat shaming.
I think a big problem is people just don't have friends anymore. There needs to be friends, the ones that give you the wake-up call to hold you accountable, whatever it is. If it's, hey, you're getting a little chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's
and your doctor should be comfortable enough to do that. Anyone that turns around and says, "My doctor did this," was calling me fat. A doctor would never go, "Hey, look, fatty."
I've had a doctor tell me that.
Yeah, because he's comfortable enough that he knows.
First day I met him.
That's pretty bold.
He's right. This was back when I had a few extra pounds on my body, and he said, "You're going to have a lot more success with this is back 10 years ago when I had a back thing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a lot more success with your back recovery if you drop 15 pounds, you're a little bit fat." I'm like, yeah, you get a little extra fat. You lose this. And he would grab the second you lose this.
Yeah.
You're going to be in better condition for any back pain. And I'm like, okay. That was horrible to hear.
Thanks,
Dick,
but you're right.
But you're 100% right. It's not like I don't know when I look in the mirror.
But the addressing of it was, that was a proper way.
He's a doctor.
Yeah.
He's right.
But it's not like opening up.
A doctor tells you first thing.
Son of flubber, you got,
Right, he didn't make fun of me.
Right. That's
Which
my
is
point.
hilarious. Now I want to go to that doctor. Hey, Chunks, come here for a second.
I'm not even here for the appointment. I drove the guy.
You need to drop a few pounds there, Delta Burke.
You're my dentist.
You're a chiropractor, you asshole. Dr. Jeff. But yeah, it's a doctor should be able to go, woof, you've put on way too, that's why I like that 600-pound show, if you watch that. Or that little, I don't know what he is, Italian, trollish, Greek guy. I don't know what he is. You're so fat, you're making me sick. You got to lose all this weight. The reason
where they have to go, 5 hours to his office.
Yeah, where's his office? It's 5 hours from all people. I got to land here in Atlanta and then drive 58 miles and then get a bus. And 6 days later, they've bussed over. Well, because none of them can fly.
Yeah.
They had to load that one girl in the back of the
van.
And she had to sit on the floor because they had to take all the seats out. Now, you're telling me this show's supposed to make me feel like a heartwarming thing? All I was doing was laughing at them loading this hippo in and out of this car.
It makes me feel a little bit better.
I personally, yeah, because you fit in a car seat.
There's room to grow. Not there yet.
That is terrible for you to feel that way.
What's your limit? If they have to remove a window in order for me to get into the house,
anytime
I've gone too far.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. If you no longer fit through all the natural egress, if you have to cut out a wall, but if seats are removed for you to be part of a car, I think you've you've probably gone way too far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They,
seatbelt extenders, a tough one.
It's really hard. Did you have to?
No,
but were you close?
No, but I'm saying that would be one like also.
Wake up.
I go in one day. And,
Yeah.
What?
See, it's that moment I don't understand when you get to that, and it is fat shaming. But you should feel some shame that you've gotten to a point that the standard seatbelt is no longer viable for you. That should be you saying, "Oh, no more of this." Instead of, they should supply people with extra length.
Or, there's all sorts of little things. Like in the airplane, if you sit down and a roll is on the armrest.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're leaking over,
I can't.
that's your
the other
wake
guy
up.
can't.
You know what
get
you don't say? The seats are so goddamn small. They're making them. No. It isn't the seat's fault. It's when women say, "Do I look fat in these pants? Or do these pants make me look fat?" No. You make the pants fat. We're wearing fat pants. So when you say, "Do the pants make me look fat?" That's impossible. It's your fat ass that's making you look fat. Period.
I don't like people getting blamed for fat shaming because it's like, don't you own a goddamn mirror? I mean, that
You're
is
going to get kicked off the paintball team.
I mean, that right there is your wake up call.
It should be.
It shouldn't need people telling you you're fat.
Yeah, I even yesterday I did a workout, and
I think most people know that.
Right.
I mean, to them, I think being told is like, I know. I don't need you to tell me.
Well, then do something about it. If it's a big deal.
And some of them, you got to. It's that one that finally gets through that. I got to do something.
You don't need
about
somebody
it.
berating you.
Yeah.
But you do need that moment where you're like, well, I could either remove the seat from the car and continue this life, or accommodate my body to fit better in these seats. And that's going to take some work. And the problem is nobody wants to do anything. And we just spent that $3.5 trillion bill just got passed. And a good portion of that is for health care and stuff like that. And what we need to focus on in this country is a little less of the whole, my feelings are hurt, and a whole lot more of the, you need to be in better shape, be incentivized for staying in shape rather than incentivized for being sick. And that's what we're doing right now.
And technology right now is doing quite the opposite.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's Wall-E.
If you went to the doctor and he said you need to lose 35 pounds, and if you do that, your insurance premiums drop $1,000 a year.
That's pretty good motivation.
It'd be a huge motivation.
A lot of people.
It would be
and
massive.
some people would just be like,
I feel like, fine, I'll pay it.
Yeah.
But that's fine, too, if you want to just – but the rates for everything – you should be incentivized for health. You should get kickbacks at the end of the year for a healthy
life
checkup.
Insurance does it somewhat.
Sure. But I'm talking about health insurance.
Exactly.
If you go in and your ticker's no good, instead of like, look, if you take the blood pressure pills and you do this because you're – not because of hereditary anything, just because you got this thing going on, and then at the end of the year we'll do a checkup, and if you have – a boost, we'll give you a kickback on all the money you paid in your taxes next year. But no, they're not going to do that. They're just going to make us pay everything in taxes to take care of people who won't take care of themselves.
Big flip side of it is it's a booming biz.
Well, you're cutting in the business.
You're
they had everything on our vending
clientele.
machine over there.
It's huge.
Our pills.
But you know what a booming biz could be and is trying to be, but we won't take? Healthy eating.
I know.
Healthy eating is expensive.
Yep.
And that's what they're pricing out people. Like, it's crazy. But you know what also is expensive when you look at it? Coca-Cola, which is really good. Don't get me wrong. I love the soda pop.
Cheaper than water.
But it is definitely a contributor to a massive weight issue
sugar
in this
in
country.
general.
Yeah.
That's what I never understood. How is water cheaper than a bottle of pop?
I don't know.
I mean,
well, it should be free.
Yeah, you would think, but I mean, they got to put all these chemicals and make the pop and everything else. It's water. It's just here, put the water in their bottle because
they can mass produce it, and they know we're just going to absorb the but we're going to eat all that Coke.
They started that out. Yeah. You know, the plastic bottle, the bottled water.
Crazy.
They're just there's a thing that just came over from Japan. They're saying the water, bottled water, is going through the roof now, and it is like twice as expensive.
Nuclear water. You don't want to drink the water over there.
Yeah.
I drink water in Mexico first. Yeah. Yeah, the girl just she put it on her TikTok video and said, this kid doesn't need to be hospitalized for COVID-19. He needs a treadmill. And she's a paintball player. She's removed from her team. The TikTok post is gone because it's too painful to watch. And it is. There's a shame factor. We do need to have shame.
But she is posting that as a joke jab.
Sort of. She's trying to make a point.
Even though it's true, she's making a point, but at the expense of the kid. That's funny, what you just said there.
Yeah.
That's ballsy funny.
In a way, it's funny, and
that's the only reason
blunt.
she put it up there. So
it's blunt, it's tactless, It's not nice.
Yeah.
You can't do that nowadays.
But those days are over. In the old days, you used to go, think about how many, Joan Rivers in the 80s made a whole career of making fat jokes at Elizabeth Taylor's expense. And I mean, brutalized her on a regular basis. Not today, you'd be in a courtroom.
I can't imagine
suing for defamation.
Jeffrey Ross.
Oh, the roast. But the roasts are, for some reason, don't hurt people's feelings.
I know,
They're off limits.
But when he's doing his, regular stand-up,
yeah,
he definitely has had to curtail some of the stuff.
But the roast stuff
Maybe not.
I don't think so. I think Jeffrey Ross is pretty much the same. His act was never that rough. The Roastmaster stuff was, but
yeah.
I mean, roasts are off limits, so we don't really have our feelings hurt. We just don't want to be embarrassed. Nobody ever wants to be called out on their BS. People tell me that, but they say that to me all the time about doctors say you got to cut out soda, and I did for a couple of years, and I got better. Like the thing that was bugging my throat and everything went away. Like the minute I stopped doing the bad thing, everything that was troubling me went away completely.
So it's repaired and you dive back in.
So I started sipping it again, and I'm back on the boat. Haven't had any issues yet. But I quit it a year and a half, and I was a remarkably different condition. It was because I was having health issues. Like I was having a throat problem I couldn't figure out. My throat was like my whole livelihood. I was going hoarse all the time. Couldn't figure it out. Go to the doctor. He's like, you got to stop drinking carbonated beverages. You drink a lot of those? And I'm like, oh, you have no idea. It's crazy. And he goes, just knock it off. It'll fix it. And it did, like within 2 months.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But then you're back on. I mean, so in a way, you could understand how sometimes for people, whether it's a food or something.
Right. But it was correctable. If it wasn't killing me, there was no threat of killing me. It wasn't. It was not like going to kill me. Like the things that come from that, if I
could.
Everything could. It would have been 30 years from now. It would have killed me. What it was doing was affecting my job. That was the only reason. I wouldn't have stopped then. It's just I can't speak. Like something was going on. I would get raspy all the time. I'm like, I don't like that. So it was weird. I stopped it. It acts itself, and you come back. I had no problem since. I did change, eating a little bit. I wasn't stuffing myself anymore, which was a huge problem. Acid reflux is a dangerous machine.
Oh, I get it bad.
You get that. I had silent reflux, which is a disease nobody knows about because nothing happens to you, and the next thing you know, your esophagus has eaten itself out. Ooh, that sounded dirty.
You're Val Kilmer.
Yeah, it starts kind of just getting lazy, and it starts to deteriorate. You don't feel a thing because that's what the acid does. Everybody naturally reflux. Yeah, just eats away. It's the acid, but you don't feel a thing. I had no symptoms, nothing. Just lost my voice for like a month. I'm like, what is going on? I thought it was allergies. Thought it was other stuff. It's silent reflux, and it can cause all sorts of trouble. So I stopped doing it. Went back to the doctor, got a clean bill of health. He goes, it looks great. I'm like, good. It's like a restart, right? I can start this whole thing over again. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Beautiful. The best thing a doctor can say to you is you're in great shape, no restrictions. Oh, really? Watch this. I'm going on a rampage. Where's Cocaine Island? Never done that before. I always look at Keith Richards and people like that, and I'm like, really? I've got problems? This guy's abused himself.
What bodies can take.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, don't say anything about a big person who needs a treadmill. You'll lose your job. Brady, you don't need a treadmill.
I've got one.
Do you?
No,
I didn't think so. Just looking at you, I assume not. A treadmill needs you, is what I'm thinking.
Fat shaming over there. What are you
doing?
I'm
not fat shaming.
Jeez.
I'm acknowledging it. I don't find any shame in it.
I work at this physique.
Boy, do you. I've seen that. Don't get in the way of that. You'll lose a finger. Let's get a wake-up song. 585-9800. A good one. And we'll scream it together. It's 98 KUPD. Wake up!
98.
You were right, man. We should do this thing.
98.
You've been listening to Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.